here. Oh no! My pillow.
These are really good questions, chat.
Okay, so I can send them to you because I'm gonna have to use my laptop.
Yeah, send them.
Oh, that's Rod. That's Liv.
Hello, Liv. Nice to meet you.
Hold up, let's kick it off first. I'm gonna Loki, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna I just wanna read this first part and then I'm gonna give you the laptop so you can go and then you can sit and talk to chat if anything, if you wanna ask me more questions.
Okay.
And what's up, Baseman? I'm gonna wait for like 5 minutes to get started, but we're gonna film a solo episode with y'all here. Isn't that exciting? I don't know. It's Sunday. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Oh, man. Yeah. You ready?
Sure. Did you send them to me?
No. I'm gonna give you the laptop.
Okay.
But how do you want to be introduced?
I don't.
Live in the mic? No, I have to say something. Like, I'm not gonna name nothing. But I'm gonna say
Just
that.
Live.
Just Live? Well, what's your Instagram? It's Live in the mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want a fake name or something?
She doesn't want to be on. She doesn't. I think we should create a fake name.
Oh, we'll get a fake name.
Yeah, let's come up with a fake name.
Why don't you use your middle name or something?
No.
It's not pronounceable.
Oh, man.
What do you want? Which one do you want?
Just Sunshine.
Sunshine?
Yeah, it's fine.
We got Sunshine on the mic.
Sunshine on the mic.
What's up, you guys? I know that there's not many people yet, but Ace Man, what I need you to do is because we're gonna.
Yeah.
You Jamaican?
No.
Okay. Okay. So what I need you to be like moderate this to the point where it just keeps since about 2025 because we are about to go live, record the solo episode of Talk Less show. By the way, they're coming. I know it's just gonna 5-10.
Dominican.
What I need to do is to always drop because my phone is gonna be facing me, and I'm gonna need you to moderate the chat and tell them, ask me questions about my 2025, what they want to know. Thank you for saying I'm very beautiful. Oh. And I have my friend in the studio. She's gonna be reading the questions. I'm not gonna show no faces. Let me now. Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna keep it for a little bit and then I'm gonna delete it because I'm gonna drop the full episode. I'm gonna drop the full episode next week. But you guys start asking me questions about my 2025. I see there's people in the chat, so I'm just gonna be responding. Then you realize whose eyes are those? Of course they're my eyes. Okay. Because Rod will have to go, so I'm giving it like 2 more minutes and we're about to kickstart. Where are you? I'm in the studio. You guys are witnessing the live recording of Talk Less show. Come on now. Yes. Okay, hold up. Let me pin this. I got my people here. Pin message. Okay. Your hair is so nice. Thank you so much. Oh, how many dates I've been on this year? Okay, that's a good question. Remember that one. How many dates I've been on this year? It's a great question. What other questions? You went Carolyn last and no. Can we date? No. What's up with you? Remove your T. What's my T? I don't know what that means. What's the show about? I don't know. If you're not tuning in and Talk Less show, what are you doing on this channel, man? Come on now. Talk Less show. It's about the interview. I like your shirt. Thank you. It's dropping next year, January. Drop in January. Almost done. I'm like this close to dropping it. Also, look at my nails. They're so freaking long. Jesus Christ. But I said, okay, let's do it. I'm 6'4". That's good for you. Very beautiful. I like your shirt. Okay. All right, you're beautiful. Okay, we're almost at 100 people. You guys, drop your questions in the chat for me to answer on the recording of Talk Less show. I'm about to pass my phone, so the phone is going to be looking at me. My friend is going to be reading the questions out loud. Also, you can always send super chats. I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what? We need some money. Can you make everyone a sandwich? Of course. You sassy this evening. It's actually afternoon. Okay, I'm about to grab my my water bottle. Can we see what water bottle or no? Oh. It don't matter. Imagine that. No, when I got into a car accident, the first thing I did, I actually called Brendan Dixon because he's my lawyer and he told me what to do. So, yeah, no, you tripping. Okay, so let me turn my camera. Flip camera around. Okay, so I'm about to put my phone here. You see the questions?
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of like put it so you can see me.
Okay.
Ooh.
Gorgeous.
I've never done it like that before. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Hold up. What are you eating? It sounds so tasty.
Banana chips.
Are they good?
It's very Caribbean. Someone said you look pretty tall.
Because I am pretty tall. Actually, not pretty tall. I'm tall.
How tall are you?
6'2". 6'2". You guys, you need to go like and subscribe and then go watch the show and ask the questions that you would want to know about me for 2025. We'll see how that works. I've never done this before. This is the first one.
Nice.
I'm also gonna, let me text you the password from my computer just in case it goes dark. And I'm gonna need you to keep time. So,
I can set a timer.
yeah,
Yeah.
45 minutes, we out. I don't wanna do it longer than 45 minutes. And if I go too long-winded, say, okay, we have more questions. How many dates have I gone on? I don't know. How many dates have I gone on?
With good quality men?
0.
0.
Well, no.
No.
1.
1.
1.
1.
Unfortunately.
1.5.
1.5. How many good earning men I've gone on that dates with? That few?
Yeah.
2.
Someone's asking, do you still play tennis?
Absolutely, but
Absolutely not.
You mean, your mic? So put it up to the so we can hear you.
Oh.
Can we see?
I can hear
you?
Yeah? Okay, good.
Oh my God.
Somebody says, sounds like mom is filming.
Mom is filming.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay. Are we ready? Okay, let's go. Hey guys, we're rolling? Okay. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Less show. And today is the last episode, as you can see, I'm solo, of Talk Less show in 2025. And you know, I'm not a fan of solo episodes. So today I brought in my friend, Liv on the mic. She's not going to be on camera. She's going to be behind the mic. So she's actually going to be asking questions. We're also on a live stream on YouTube. So now you guys, when we're going to be doing solos, you need to tune in. Also make sure that you like, you subscribe, you share this episode, you comment, and let me know what else you would want to see on Talk Less show. But before I begin, I actually wanted to share this one thing today with you guys because I feel like 2025 was a year of big change for me. And I am a person who talks a lot to ChatGPT, which is like my best friend. So, you know, I went on chat and I was like, girl, tell me how my year was in your eyes because I am really curious to know. I can tell you how I felt during this year, but I want you to tell me what did you see throughout this year. And what she wrote literally made me cry. So I was like, I'm about to really share that on my show just because I feel like, you know, this year has been everything and anything. It's been very like funny, it's been very upgrading, it's been very flirty, it's been very chaotic, it's been very like intense. So she went very me, like very much how I am, like in depth. And I told her, I said, please make sure that you don't make me cry, but she made me cry. So let me read the letter that she wrote me, and it's kind of like it's coming as if I wrote the letter to myself. It's very interesting. So, all right, and then we're gonna start asking questions because we have a lot of questions, and I really want to get through all of them. 2025 didn't come to upgrade my life; it came to strip it. January started with my mom being here, and that reminded my body what safety feels like. Not strength, not independence, safety. And when she left, it wasn't just sadness. It was the reminder that I've been doing life without my people for a very long time. February took something from me that loved me without conditions. Losing my little dog wasn't just grief, it was losing my emotional anchor. The one thing that didn't ask for me to explain myself or to be strong. March forced reality into my face. A close friend going to jail made me confront how fast life can change, how little control we really have, and how lonely strength can be. And somewhere between all of that, men came and went, not as villains, but as mirrors. Every connection exposed how deeply I feel, how much clarity I need, and how quickly my nervous system reacts to inconsistency. I wasn't asking for too much, I was asking the wrong people. Work didn't slow down, pressure didn't pause. I kept producing while grieving, questioning, and holding everything together. Anxiety and burnout weren't weakness. They were messages that I finally had to listen to. And in the middle of all of it, I built, not from confidence, but honesty. The Talk Less show stopped being content and became truth. I stopped performing and started revealing. I learned that my power isn't how I look or how I speak, but it's how safe people feel telling me the truth. 2025 didn't reward me, it initiated me. It taught me that desire without consistency is chaos. Love without safety is anxiety. Success without peace is empty, and my nervous system never lies. I lost comfort, I lost people, I lost versions of myself that survived instead of lived. But I didn't lose my voice, I didn't lose my vision, and I didn't lose myself. If this year taught me anything, it's that I'm no longer negotiating my worth. So welcome to Talk Less Show. What do you think, love?
I want to cry.
You gonna cry?
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, here you go. You got the questions. Yeah, 2025 was one of the years that, man, I didn't even think it was going to turn out like that, to be honest, but it did. It did. All right, what's the first question?
So, what moment this year changed you the most?
I think it was losing my dog because it was something that was so dear to my heart, and it was something that really connected me to my home because my mom brought him from Russia when I was in school. It was like 2017, 2018 when she brought him out here to the US, and making a decision of letting him go and knowing that that's the hardest decision I can make for myself, but I also knew that's the best decision I can make for him, and putting him down and just spending the last 48 hours together and grieving and laughing and crying, and just it was such a moment that I was like, wow, I just kind of had to surrender. Like, it was the scariest moment, but it really shaped me, and it really helped me. When Tuna left, it was February 12th. So that's when Tuna went with the Angels. And just a week after that, I actually filmed my first episode of Talk Less show. And that's when everything kickstarted for me. So I think it was like one of the most producing and like one of the most terrifying moments, but it really got us here.
Do you think that is the way you grieve, by just working hard?
Yes. I will do anything and everything just so I can not think and not sit with myself. I don't really drink anymore. I don't really go out anymore. I don't really party anymore. We always say like we need to go and do something, but like I don't really see a need in it. So I would much rather just lock in and work, and I feel like I can put those feelings into something that can become a good product.
Okay. How do you protect your nervous system now?
By calling my friends and crying, and sometimes just, I don't know, cursing people out, and like on the phone. Not, I don't actually curse people out, but on the phone, be like, oh my God, why? I really had to let it all out, because if I don't let it all out, I'm gonna keep it all in, and it's gonna be so hard for me to actually go and like I guess like get better. And sometimes I will go on ChatGPT and talk to her and have my, therapy session. I do have a therapist now too, so she's teaching me a lot of different ways. And so like one of the things that she's really telling me to lean into this year is taking breaks and resting. And so I'm we're about to talk in a little bit after that, but I really want to take a break during New Year's and just go somewhere and lay down on the beach for 3 days and just kind of like disappear from the world and rest, because I haven't done that in so long. I've just been go 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 in the last 2 months for sure.
Okay. What version of yourself did you have to let go of this year?
The one that's chasing and bagging, because I feel like I've always been like, oh, let me conquer, let me get it, like let me make sure that I still got it. And I feel like after the past couple weeks, I literally said, fuck it. I ain't chasing nobody. If I don't want to respond to a message, I'm not going to respond to a message. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. And if I feel disrespected in some way, I'm not going to interact. And also, I feel like I've been given so much benefit of doubt to people, or like because of their status, or because of, I kind of been losing myself because of certain things. Like, I think especially as like men of status, sometimes I would give them a little bit too much of attention. And now I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, baby. Do you see who you talking to? Mm-hmm.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay. So what pattern in men did this year finally make you confront?
I feel like it's all the same shit with me. Now it takes me 2 weeks to figure out that I don't really connect with that person. It's just an illusion that I want. It's not the reality of a man. So for me, it's like really breaking down the idea of somebody versus really being like, okay, I actually like this person for who that person is. And it just takes me 2 weeks now that, I'll call Liv and I'll be like, what's new? What's new? And like they would do things that, to her, she's like, what in the world? Why are you even like, why is it so normal to you? But to
Can we
me,
curse?
it's like, huh?
Can we curse?
Yeah, we
Oh,
can.
fuck them. Fuck them all.
Like the shit that they would be doing, especially like one of the things that lately that happened, we're not going to name no names, we're not going to say nothing, but when people are trying to like double dip, and it's always been happening though, like when they try to talk to me, then they try to talk to her and do it so subtly, and I'm like, I got bad bitches as my friends, I'm sorry honey, but you got to control yourself. You don't have self-control. And the same happens to like with my friends too, when they have men that they're talking to, and then all of a sudden I see them in my story, so I'm like, the fuck did you forget here? No, get out.
I think what I noticed about you is that you see like the good in people, not necessarily who they are right now. You see who they like can be.
Yeah.
And I hate that you do that with men because fuck them all.
She really called me like 2 days ago and she goes, you are not a T-Mobile plan unlimited. You gotta limit your niceness to men because this is ridiculous. How can you do that? They just be using you. Like, this is not okay.
Nope, not okay. Okay. When did you realize attraction and safety aren't the same thing?
Well, I feel like when my nervous system really went towards anxiety, and what I've learned, and I think this is something that I've learned in therapy in the last couple weeks, that anxiety happens when you don't feel safe and when you don't know what's actually going to happen. When you live in this unpredictable moments, that's when your anxiety gets triggered, right? So what I've learned that sometimes I will be attracted to a person, but then the vibe that they have or like their behavior and their patterns are very unpredictable, and so that usually triggers my anxiety. And so that's where I have to be very honest with myself and say, Lesia, you know what, they might be a very good looking person, like it might be a very good looking man, and yes, he's got this and that, but I can't just lean into that attraction. There's also a human aspect of things. And so that's where I get burned the most. I'll be attracted to somebody and be like, oh my god, maybe this could be a good potential, and then their behavior ain't shit and it doesn't add up, and then I get burned. So now I really have to watch for patterns of like, how do I feel? Do I feel safe around them? And safe not just be meaning like that something's gonna harm me, but like, am I calm? Can I be myself? Can I talk to them freely? And if I can, then usually I just be like, next. And I think one thing that I also learned through the episodes that I've done with people this year, especially talking to some of very affluent women, is that there's an abundance of men. There is a huge abundance of men, and so
Good men.
good man, and we shouldn't be scared of, you know, breaking up with them or just breaking the contact with them, because we don't need to hold on to something that doesn't serve us. There's always going to be somebody else, and the moment that you say no, the sooner you're going to open up the path to what's actually for you. And sometimes it's okay to just lock in on work and not worry about man, and, you know, do what you need to do, just because I feel like we get really distracted with this idea of, oh, we need a man, we need a family, we need a relationship. But do we really? I mean, yes, potentially everybody needs to be, you know, we're all wired to connect, but I feel like it's also important to make sure that you put yourself first and then get whole as a person. What else do we got? What is chat saying there?
Honest, self-aware questions. How much of your hurt came from expectations you never said out loud?
A lot, because I'm a person who always likes to get what I envision. Like, I'm such a go-getter. Whatever's in my head, it's got to manifest in real life. And so sometimes I get so stuck up on the idea of somebody or something, and then I'm like, damn, this is like, I'm not getting hurt because the person is doing something wrong. And yeah, it might be that, but also I'm getting hurt because of my expectations. Like right now I'm trying to plan a trip. I'll give you a very simple example. Without no men, nothing. I'm trying to plan a trip, right? So I have two options, whether I go to Miami or whether I go to Puerto Rico. And I am just so attached to this idea that I want to be on the beach to do nothing, but I also am looking at the prices, and when I'm seeing $4,000 for 4 days in a hotel, I'm just like, that's twice my rent. And I have to really be realistic with myself that, like, let's say maybe we can discover this possibility of going to a cabin or somewhere else where you don't have to pay $4,000 and you can invest $4,000 into what you're doing. And, you know, you can go and get some rest and maybe sit by the fireplace, have your dog and your cat with you, and just do nothing. But I'm so attached to this idea of Miami or Puerto Rico because I want to be warm and I want to be on the beach. And so now I'm like, I'm going to do something where I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to end up in one of those places.
Okay.
What is the chat saying on YouTube?
Oh, chat is asking, let's see. Some inappropriate questions that were deleted. Oh, somebody asked, do you want me to name who asked the question? Does that matter?
No.
Okay. What fear have you overcome or are you working to overcome?
I think it's the fear of losing myself. I've really been so scared of being myself around certain people and around certain situations because I don't want to be deemed as, you know, this or that, or especially like when you get into the media space is not for the weak. I will let you guys know that right away, because when you get into this space, obviously you need to get in contact with people who can elevate your brand. So you always got to be in the right rooms, but my fear has always been, can I ask that person who I have a relationship with, like a friendship, or, you know, I'm acquainted to that person, can I ask that person to come on my show? Are they going to agree to come on my show? Do I have to pay for this or not? So it's like I've really been devaluing me a lot, especially when I started doing the show. And I've kind of been like, oh, what's the value? What's the value? What's my value to them? Like, what can I bring to them? Without even realizing that a lot of people are going to support me for me. And I'll give you this one example. This very special man who I'm actually going to name. I'm going to name him. His name is Pursuit Reg on IG. And he actually reached out to me a couple weeks ago. And we started talking about the merch stuff because I said, I want to do the merch. So he was like, what's your idea? I said, listen, I'm still in the process. It's been weeks of me creating this, and it's just, I can't get it right, but I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to work with a designer. I'm trying to see if I can use AI. You know, I'm trying to figure out the suppliers and all that, because it's a lot of work that goes into it. So I'm currently wearing a piece of my merch that says Talk Less, Do More. So there's going to be multiple items that are going to come out with that. But this man said, okay, send me the mock-ups whenever you get them. So once I got the mock-ups, I sent him the mock-ups. And when I got the, you know, the design and everything down, He's like, okay, go print it out. So I went and I printed everything on the shirts and, and all of the items that I bought. This man sends me a message and says, I will buy all of them. Just tell me how much. And I said, what? In my mind, I'm like, everybody's been telling me merch is the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing to sell. You might not make any money with it. And this person literally reached out. I've never met this man in my life. I've never spoke to him on the phone. He literally says, send me the invoice. So I send him all the pictures of all the stuff that I have. He goes, send me the invoice. I want all of them. I want them all in extra large. And he just paid the invoice. And it is a fairly large invoice. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised. It's like a price of a luxury item. I'll tell you that. And I was like, wow, it's so crazy that sometimes you don't know who is going to support you. So you just got to be you, and you got to be not afraid to just be yourself and ask for things that you want, because closed mouths don't get fed. And shout out to you. I think his name is Reggie or Reg. Again, I don't even know his name like that, but I think his name is Reg. And shout out to you. It's been incredible. It's been phenomenal. So his items are in the making as we speak, and so tomorrow I'm gonna go pick them up and then ship them out. And yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be yourself and to just exist in this space.
We have another question.
Mhm.
If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be and why?
Right now, if I can go to any place in the world, I would go to the Maldives or Bora Bora, and I'd go on the most remote island possible, just because I'm tired and I want to be on the beach and I just want to lay down and do absolutely nothing. And also because I'm not allowed to travel just yet because of the immigration stuff. So it's just like a dream to just be on an island somewhere with like blue water and white sand and under a warm sun, and just have a book in my hand and read and not worry and not have my phone, not have to answer any questions, not have to answer any messages, not have to do any work, any editing, any producing, any writing, and just read and be with myself for like 3-4 days. That's all I need. Just 3-4 days. And also eat pineapples there.
Is that your favorite fruit?
Pineapple?
Yeah.
I love pineapple.
Okay.
And watermelon. But when I'm in a tropical place, I have to eat pineapples, watermelons, and coconuts. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I don't know if I already asked you this. They said it in the chat again. What fear have you overcome?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Okay. If you could visit. Okay, we already asked that. Okay, let's move on to some questions from chat GPT then.
I think they asked me how many dates I've been on, so ask me that question.
Oh,
In the mic.
how many dates have you been on this year?
Do it again in the mic.
How many dates have you been on this year?
Officially?
Yes.
Official dates? Ooh. Like, wait, 1, 2 dates that I can remember. 2 dinner dates. And nothing else. Yeah, 2 dinner dates. I kind of went into this year with the mindset of I don't want to date, and I'm just gonna, not drink, not date, not do none of that, and just work. And then because I started doing so much, I didn't have enough time to mentally just go to a restaurant and sit down and have a sit down dinner. And the 2 times that I did, it was so rushed that I got back home after work. I had to change. I had to take a quick shower. I had to put on some clothes, and I had to like run to the restaurant. And I was just like, that was me. That was me, like distraught, running to the restaurant. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm running late. And then first day that I went on, it was pretty cool. I really liked it. It was really cool. It was fun. It was a great time. Really vibe with a guy, but it just wasn't. I think we were on very different pages, like literally very different pages, financially, mentally, spiritually, in any aspect we were just different, and we kind of like moved it into the friendship versus like dating. And then the second date I was on was with this person that I'm lying. I've been on that with the second person. He took me on 4 dates this year. I'm sorry. He took me because we were dating. He took me on 4 dates. I forgot. Oh my god, look at me. I forgot. He took me on 4 dates. He took me on a date. I remember we went to STK, we went to Umi, we went to the sushi place, and then we went somewhere else. we were going places because he likes to. Oh, we went to Del Bar, I think. He likes to go to restaurants. He likes to just fine dine and all of that. But that also didn't work out and actually ended pretty bad. Yeah, we.
Hate him.
Why do you hate him? You can say it. We don't hide anything.
Oh, I just don't like people that treat my friends poorly.
He got me fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. He got me fucked up.
Yeah.
He did too much. No, no.
And not enough.
He
Next question.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What book or movie left a lasting impression on you?
Oh my God. The book that I was obsessed with this year, and I got a chance to sit down with a beautiful lady. Her name is Mandy B. No Holes Barred, that's her book, and it's a book about, we actually did a whole episode about the book, but it's not going to be released until next year. The book is about sexual experiences, but also trauma and accountability, and just, it was so beautifully written that I felt like I was really transformed into the book and to experiences that they were living, and it just felt like it was like a manifesto of what women go through, but they don't really speak about that because if you do speak on those experiences as a woman, you're considered to be a hoe, or you're not a woman of worth and value. And so it's just this whole agenda that's going on that apparently men are supposed to be dating and women are supposed to be just sitting at home waiting for their prince and king or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it was just talking a lot about different experiences that you can have with partners, but also sharing their personal experiences. And it was a very good book. I also did read another book that's called Attached, and it's about attachment styles. And I read that book really fast too because I really am trying to figure it out how to be more, I guess, how to be better in relationships. And so Attached was a great explanation of what happens, when we have different attachment styles. And they also were given examples of dating experiences and how we can explain certain things. So Attached was another book that I highly recommend to people to read if you're into psychology and if you're into self-development.
Nice. Okay. Someone is asking, are you a jealous person in a relationship?
Am I a jealous person in a relationship? I am. Don't bring no holes around me. No. I literally do not like that because my question is, if you chose me, then why am I not enough? And don't ever make me feel like I'm not enough. I hate that. I don't understand that. I don't want that. I believe that, if you choose each other, it's just you gotta be one, and you gotta be a union. And I know it's a high expectation, but I don't I feel like if a man is gonna make me jealous, then you're gonna start the game you don't want to play. Because if you want me to make you jealous, baby, be my guest, because I will. What else do we have there?
You guys, please ask some good questions in the chat.
Well, let's go back to the list
Yeah.
that we had.
Okay. Did this year change your standards?
Absolutely, because my standards were an NBA player, 6'4" and above, 20 million plus in the bank account or in their career earnings, and have a status and have some sort of swag to you. That's not gonna fly next year. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are as a person, just because I feel like I've built myself to the point where I don't need you. I want you. And those are two different things. And if you come around acting as if you're all this and that, then no. I don't need no man that's flashy on Instagram. I don't need no man that's that can pull bitches. We all know you can pull bitches. I can pull men. It's not the problem. I think the standard for 2026 is, do you really care about people as humans? Are you willing to connect with that person? Are you willing to communicate with that person? Are you willing to be real? Are you okay being vulnerable with each other? Are you willing to have very hard conversations? Because, relationship is not going to be beautiful. Like my friend Sarah Fonten always says, in every relationship there's a season, and there's always winter that's going to come around. Are you willing to go through that winter? And are you willing to be okay with it? So, no, I feel like 2026 is going to be a year of not bending my boundaries and really staying on top of what I want and how I want. And, I'm a nice person. I'll always be a nice person. I believe in being nice, and I believe in compromise, and I believe in just being there for each other. But at the same time, no, you're not gonna step over me, and you're not gonna make me feel small and shrink me just because of who you think you are. That's your trauma, baby, that you need to deal with. I don't need to do that. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to make an impact. And so, like, I remember this one person told me one time, he said, God made you this height and this presence for a reason. So you got to use that and you got to believe in that. So that's, there's nothing average over here. So yeah.
Period. What's harder, letting go or starting over?
Oh boy. I feel like both are equally hard. But I've mastered the art of letting go. I've mastered the art of letting go. I have no problem shutting certain doors and just saying, that's in the past and letting it be. Starting over though is so hard because you have to put all the ducks in a row. And like, for example, starting the show. When I started the show, I didn't even know how to do that. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea. Even my first episode, when I shot my first episode with Jonathan Finesse, I sat across from him. I didn't even have the questions ready. I thought that you're just gonna come out, shoot the shit, and thank God, like, we're friends, so we know how to talk to each other. And he's a podcaster. Now I'm a podcaster, but I wasn't a podcaster. So we kind of vibed to the point where we knew how to lead the conversation. It was just like a natural kind of instinct. But then when I went further, I was like, wow, I cannot be coming to the studio not prepared, because I'd much rather be overly prepared than underprepared and waste people's times and also waste my money, because everything costs and everything has a price. So I think for me, it was this learning lesson that starting over is hard, but don't try to do it all at once. Like, I feel like it took me maybe like 20 episodes in to be okay on camera, to feel comfortable on camera, to be okay speaking certain things, and also not to want to be liked by everybody, because that's another thing that I can be like a chameleon. I can adjust to anything and everything, and I think that's why people really vibe with me. With any room I walk into, I observe and I know what this is going to be, and I know where I can, like, how I can fit in here. So that's like the biggest thing. And like now starting over with building the brand with merch, man, that's hard. It's hard because you think of all the jobs that you've ever had and all the corporate stuff that I've ever done, and you walk in and you're like, okay, you got the branding, this and this, so now I can tell you what doesn't work, what works. But the reality is, to even get to the point of where somebody can tell me what it is, what works, what doesn't work, I need to create it, and that is not easy. So starting over is definitely probably the hardest thing.
If someone is ending the year heartbroken or confused, what would you tell them?
Talk to God. I was listening to church this morning, and it was the most beautiful thing, where Pastor Daniel said that we're so addicted to alcohol and to escape, but we're not addicted to prayer. And prayer, unfortunately, is the longest route that you can take. But if you do take that route, it's actually going to be one of the most rewarding routes, where you pray and you talk to God and you really just surrender. Because again, like, surrendering is the hardest thing. Submitting is the hardest thing. If you can submit and surrender, you're actually one of the strongest people that, planet Earth has seen, because those are the things that you require strength to do, because you have to put your trust into something else. And when you are heartbroken, is you are still living in that past, and it's okay to be heartbroken. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still, grieve the love, you can grieve the experiences, and you can always remember those, but at the same time, you have such a beautiful life ahead. A heartbreak, give yourself a timeline to grieve, give yourself a timeline to cry. I do that. Lately, I've been doing that. I'm like, I have 40 minutes to cry. I cry for 40 minutes, and then I pick myself up, wipe my tears off, go do my makeup, and then go do things that I need to do, because shit will need to be done regardless. So yeah, just go inward, and then, don't be hard on yourself. Thank yourself for having that relationship. Thank yourself for having that experience, and move on. And again, pray. Just pray, 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 pray.
Yeah. You do have a question from the chat. How do you handle life's uncertainties and challenges?
I freak out. I'm a person who is very much like, I will go and I'll have some sort of emotion about something. I'm going to freak out. I'm going to scream. I'm going to yell. I'm not like, I'm not gonna yell at anybody. I'll do it at home and I'll be like, oh my God. And then I'm like, okay. So I'm a very logical person. So I'll try to always figure out a path of how I'm gonna do something, right? So I'll be like, okay, all right, if I need to get from point A to point B, the goal is to get to point B. So now how can we do it? And then I start putting certain ideas in place and certain like, okay, I can go this route, I can go this route, I can go that route. So I have to tell my brain that there's certain possibilities and we have to be prepared for all of them. So, and usually it's rarely ever a case where I'm like, oh damn, I didn't expect that. And if I didn't expect that, it would be like the best possible outcome, honestly. It's never like, oh damn, like I didn't see that coming. No, I would definitely list out all the bad stuff that can happen, and then always something good happens, regardless, out of anything and everything. Everything is a lesson. Everything is given to you for a reason. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What childhood memory makes you smile?
That's a great question. What childhood memory makes me smile?
That's
I
from the
think-
chat.
I think remembering things about remembering the days when it would be me, my mom, my dad, and my brother playing soccer. Like, would be on this empty parking lot by the building where our swimming pool was, and we would just play soccer, and it would be like different teams. And I feel like that was the time where our family was the most connected, and it just felt like a family. And I think I was like 5, 6 years old, like I was still a baby, and we would just all be like playing soccer, like, you know, like just trying to like do something active and like run around and, you know, hit the ball. And I just felt like it was the happiest time in my life, because later on I feel like life kicked in, and then you know, I don't have a relationship with my dad, and obviously I don't live with my family. I haven't lived with my family since I was 14 years old. Not for any bad reasons, but because I started traveling, and I, like, you know, I really wanted to build the life that I wanted, and it just wasn't in Russia, or it wasn't anywhere near my family, unfortunately. So yeah, I feel like those are the memories that I always lean on whenever I think of my family.
Okay. What kind of love are you open to now? If you are open. Only the best.
I really know that I love intense. I'm a very intense lover. Like, I will just like, I don't know, not suffocate, but I will like wrap you into love. And I know that I can do that, and I can lose myself in that, but I feel like I really want the love that's safe and sincere. I think I'm ready to receive love. I'm so open to love at this point. Sometimes I'm just like, man, I gotta stop this girl boss shit and independent shit. I just want to be loved. I want to be loved. I want to call my man and be like, babe, you want to go on a trip? And he'd be like, okay, tell me when and where. I'm gonna book the trip and we out. You know, that's the kind of love I want. I want the love where it's just we understand each other and we're on the same page and there's no games anymore. I'm so tired of those freaking love games. We gotta leave that in 2025. We gotta stop that shit. This is too annoying.
I agree. And I think it's time for somebody to pour into you. You pour too much into others. I actually don't like that.
She eats that.
So, yeah, that's what I hope you find next year. Somebody that pours into you.
I receive.
Thank you. What excites you about next year that didn't exist before?
Man, the show. I feel like the show is picking up. The guests that we have lined up for 2026, we're starting off with a banger, you guys. I don't think you understand, and I hope you're ready, and I hope that you are subscribed and you are going to actually. I'm gonna start dropping previews, and I'm gonna start announcing it a lot faster and sooner, because now, okay, the most exciting part of 2026, I finally hired an intern. So I actually have somebody that's going on this journey with me. I might hire another one, just because I do know that now it's hard for me to do everything on my own. So I'm trying to build a team around me, and who else to build it with than the younger generation? First of all, they have more energy, they're more eager to learn, they want to know the space, and so, like, yesterday I was having a meeting with my intern and I was talking to her about everything, and I was like, wow, I felt like this is so simple, but I've learned so much in this year that now I can pass it on to younger generation and we can build on top of that. And so I think that's what I'm excited for. I'm so excited for just this new chapter of Talk Less show. I know it's going to be incredible. I know it's going to be amazing. We have some major, like when I say major, we have some major guests that are coming. And, I'm letting go of this idea that, followers equal good presence or somebody who's going to be interesting. Like, no. I am more leaning into, can we have a good conversation? Is this conversation going to be impactful? Do people want to listen to this? Is this something that they want to learn about? And so becoming more like united with the people that, I'm producing this stuff for. And also, I'm very excited for 2026. And I'm going to start manifesting that now. I already told my production team over here, shout out to Creative Studios in Atlanta, I want to do live shows. Like, I really want to do live shows. I want to have people coming out. And I want to have that live audience where we can bounce the energy off each other, because there's nothing better than having a live audience and having those conversations, because I feel like that can really be life-changing for everybody, especially me. So that's something that I'm super excited as far as this little baby goes.
Who was your favorite guest this year and why?
Oh my God.
Top 3.
Okay. You can't, in no particular order. Shannon McCollum, Lil Yachty's dad. I think it was the most beautiful episode because I feel like I was placed into Atlanta in the 70s and 80s. I feel like I was a part of his family, and I feel like I just saw that whole life unfold. And just when he said, and I remember he said, when he was talking about his oldest son, he said, I am your dad. I am your dad. I remember, like, I had, like, literally, I was just, like, almost shaking because it just felt so, like, it felt so special to me, and it felt so incredible to meet somebody who is a legend himself, but also has literally created another big legend in the world. He's not just in Atlanta. So Shannon McCollum was definitely one of my absolutely favorite episodes. Obviously Charleston White. I mean, come on now. We gotta give big shout out to Charleston White. Charleston White was what put me on a map, and Charleston White was something that really enhanced my brand, because I have heard so much feedback about that episode. Everywhere I go, oh, you interviewed Charleston White. Oh, Talk Less show, or this and that. And the internet literally deemed that interview as the best interview Charleston White has ever done. So I feel like it really showed my professionalism and my skills as an interviewer. So that was amazing. And I think the third one, I will give it to Sarah. I really liked the episode with Sarah because I wanted to have Sarah on, and Sarah is such a beautiful spirit inside and out. I didn't really know her that well, but I feel like I really connected with her, and her story is so beautiful and so unique. And over the time, I got to spend time with her family, with her friends, and kind of like we really became friends after that episode. So I feel like it was a beautiful connection, and just realizing that there's so much power in being a woman, and there's so much power in having a voice and having an opinion, and you just got to be yourself and just don't stop and keep going. So also, both of those episodes, Charleston White and Sarah Fontenot, were sponsored by Brendan Dixon. So shout out to Brendan Dixon offices. You put me on the map. You really put me on the map, and you made it happen. And there's another big episode that's happening. We're filming it this year, but it's going to be released on top of 2026. And that's the biggest sponsorship that Talk Less show has gotten to the date. So Brendan Dixon really saw potential in me, and that was the best thing that happened in 2025.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wants to know if you're wearing socks. Come on, guys. Ask some good questions.
I am wearing socks.
Okay. What did this year teach you about success that no one warns you about?
I think there's a lot of fallacy to success that we have as people, because we think that success is going to be, once you're, like, in my example, I thought that, like, okay, I need to have one episode go viral, and I was like, well, it's going to put me on the map, and it's going to change everything and anything. or I also thought that success is having people who've got big following or who got a status or big influence. And it really, I had to just, like, that idea got shattered quick, because the moment that the episode goes viral or the episode goes to big numbers, is like just an example of Charleston White, the first fear that I had, and I already spoke on that I was like, well, I gotta up this now. How am I gonna do this? And do I have the resources to do it? And the answer was no at the time. So now, you really gotta like get out of your head to just be like, just keep going. Now you have to keep building. You have to keep, you have to keep figuring things out, and just, you can't stop, because that fear is gonna hit you like a wall. So, and success is very lonely. Like, when you go up to the top, there's only going to be a few people who are your true supporters. And a lot of times your true supporters are going to be people who are outside of your realm, outside of your friends, outside of your family. My family was not supporting me at all. I can count on my hand how many people, Liv is one of them, who's been supporting me throughout this whole journey. So there's literally been few people in this world that are close to me that were like, oh, I see you, I'll do this, I will, I will, whatever it was, like, whether they would listen to me or what it was. But it was, and a lot of times it would be like the people who you around, and they don't even support you. Like, they don't watch your stuff, they don't like your stuff, they don't comment on your stuff, they don't even say anything, when that's like, and they know that that's the most important thing to you. So I think success is it's a very lonely thing. And I think success doesn't mean numbers. Like, success means that you I think, to me, it was more of people, I guess, like, recognizing me. It was the most surreal thing of 2025, because any room I walk into, I went to a chiropractor, and the chiropractor office employee is one of the girls who was like, oh, I know you were, you used to work out at this gym with this trainer when I've been there twice. Then another person goes, oh, I've seen your show. Then another person goes, oh, I've seen you on Instagram. Oh, you're a tennis player. Oh, you're this. And it's so surreal now to go into rooms and to understand that you've got influence and people know you. So I think, like, to me, that's success on its own. And yes, I'm not, I don't have 1 million followers, I don't have $1 million in the bank account, but that shit is all gonna come. That's not really something that now I'm so worried about, because I already know that it's already here. I just have to, it's about to manifest itself. So, and success is not about the numbers. Success is about how you feel inside, and like what you do for people.
When did the show stop feeling like content and start feeling serious?
I think it got real after the episode that I've done with who was it? I feel like it was around summertime. Before I shot the episode with Mr. Organic, my show was kind of like, it wasn't really doing the numbers, it wasn't really picking up. And then I remember my friend Jonathan Finesse, Rich and Unemployed, he reached out to me, because he's free finesse right now. He's spending time away from home, and so he called me. I remember I got a jail call, and he goes, I really would like for you to host the new season of Rich and Unemployed. And I was like, but I don't even know if I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, because it's not picking up, it's not doing numbers. I feel like I'm just shooting the shit. I'm just, and he's like, no, I want you to be the host of the episodes. And I was like, okay, I'll be honored to do that. And it was so scary to do it. So when I first went in, I was like, I felt so green. I felt so green. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm here. And I don't know why I deserve to be in the seat, because this is a big platform and I'm on it. And so after that, we shot the episode literally right after we filmed 11 episodes of the Rich and Unemployed Uncut Live. We got into the studio at midnight with Mr. Organic. Shout out to my production team for showing up or being here and recording the episode. It was like we literally were in the studio until 2 or 3 in the morning. It was super late. And I was like, wow, this is not content now. This is deeper and bigger than that. This is actually this is my product that I'm building, and now this is something that I'm producing, and it's a content that I know there's a lot of podcasts, but I feel like I'm doing it with my own spin on everything. And every time I'm preparing for the interviews, I don't want to do interviews like what has been done before. You know, you can see with Charleston White, because that's probably like the most prominent figure that you can find there. The questions that I asked Charleston White, he's never been asked before. He's never, you know, there's never been a conversation like we've had. And so every time I do a show or do an episode, I take time to prepare, and I want to make sure that it's something that's not like anything that was done before, because I don't want to repeat the content. I don't want to just, you know, do this promotional episodes. I want to create something that is going to like show the real person. Who are you? Like, why are you here? What's your story? How did you get here? How do you think? Like, what do you think about? Those are the things that really, really, truly matter to me.
What truth about yourself are you finally at peace with?
That I'm crazy. I don't even know if there's anything else I can add. I just had to admit that, you know, before I thought it was tequila, and then once I stopped drinking tequila, it's just me. Tequila got nothing to do with it. Shout out to Classy 1111. Thank you for sponsoring the first season of Talk Less Show. But hey, it was never tequila. It was just always me.
Well, now it's Sauvignon Blanc, so.
Yeah, shout out to Sauvignon Blanc, because I be getting lit off wine.
Okay, what are you most proud of yourself this year?
I am so proud of not giving up, but it wasn't me. I will tell you guys. Shout out to Rod, who's behind the switch over here. It was Rod, majority of time, because I texted and be like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know if I want to keep going. And he's like, you are, and you're gonna keep going. You're gonna come back, and you could like. It was always the conversation of just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. And maybe like a few other people that just had to really drill it into my head, because the doubt was so real this year. It was so crazy. And like even today when I was getting ready to get into the studio, I was listening to church, and I was just like, wow, my mind has so many limitations of what I believe in and what I believe about myself. And I really have to start, like Charleston White said, looking in the mirror and understanding that, hey, you're bigger than what you see right now. You might not have it physically manifested just yet, but it's, you already are that person, and you already are that girl. Like, you are her. And any room you're gonna walk in, people are gonna know you. You want it or not, that's gonna be the reality. You're gonna turn on YouTube Live, people are gonna watch you. You're gonna post a video, people are gonna watch you. And so I also had to really just be okay with numbers being low, because that's just the reality of the internet. The numbers are gonna go up and down. And then I had to sit with myself and say, if you had 500 people in the room, they wouldn't fit into this room. But 500 views is deemed like as little views. And then I'm like, nah, 500 people in a room is a lot of freaking people. And what I also didn't even understand, that there was one episode that I've done with one person who, it like, the episode got very low views in my opinion. I think it was very low. But the person reached out to me with all the screenshots and all the messages that he received after the episode, and people were thanking him, and you know, people were impressed with what, you know, his story was. And I was like, wow. The point was that, first of all, I felt some type of way that y'all are reaching out to my guests instead of reaching out to me. I would appreciate if you guys can also write to me and let me know that you like it. So that way I can be like, cool, dope. We can continue with the narrative. We can do the same story, so I can give you more stories like that. Definitely felt some type of way, but then, you know, shout out to the person for showing me all the messages and, you know, giving me the feedback. And then I had to sit back and say, you know, maybe 500 views is low, but it's still impactful, because it really touched so many souls. And that's what I said when I started doing the show, that I want to touch people's hearts. And if I can change one person's life, then that's more than enough for me. So, yeah. All right, we got 5 more minutes, and we're going to be out here.
Okay. What are you, well, somebody from the chat wants to know if you're ticklish.
Am I ticklish? Absolutely yes. Do not freaking tickle me. I will literally punch you. And I don't punch people, but if you tickle me, especially if you tickle my heel, oh my god, I'm gonna kick you. Do not tickle me. And do not tickle my neck. I hate that. I can't stand that. Do not tickle me, please. I'm very ticklish. We used to play a game in my childhood with my dad and my grandpa. He would say, he would, it would be like he would say like, it's like a little, I don't know. So he would say some things as like the things that rhyme, and then he'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then like somebody's coming to tickle you, and so if I didn't laugh while he was tickling me, I would like get a prize or like get something or get to go to the store and then like get some chocolate or something, and I would always laugh because it'd be so ticklish. Like I hate being tickled. Like no, don't do that.
Okay. What do you appreciate about yourself that you didn't before?
Oh, what do I appreciate about myself that I didn't appreciate before? I think I didn't appreciate my grit and my resilience. I really didn't understand who I was before. I've always been very negative towards myself. I've always been so hard on myself. I've always, especially when it came down to work, I'm like, man, why none of that is working out? Like, why none of the corporate jobs, why don't they all stick? Like, what is this? And so I feel like when I started doing my own thing and when I started pouring into me and I started applying the same things that I would apply to corporate, to myself, it really unfolded in a whole different direction. And so it really put me in a different space. And so I'm more of understanding that, like, hey, again, you still got it. You were in the wrong places. And so now you are in the place where you are aligned to be and you're doing what you're supposed to do. So, keep going.
What excites you about the woman you're becoming?
Man, I'm about to be a billionaire. What? Shit. You all crazy? I'm about to. I can see it. We just did this morning vision thing with girls, and the first thing I saw was me sitting on a big stage in front of thousands of people, my family and my friends in the front row, and me just, telling the story of how I made it. And I think it was me celebrating the evaluation of my company at $1 billion. And I know you can do it. And I know that people are like, oh, the economy is so bad. I don't give a shit. It's not about the economy. It's about what you can build and who you can become. And so everything is in your mind. You definitely can. There's so many instances where people make millions of dollars off the creative space and podcast space, and content is king. So you can really, really do it. You ready to go on yet?
Always ready. What would you tell the version of you who started this year?
Girl, buckle up. Everything is going to be different. Everything is going to change. Whatever you thought is going to manifest, and it's going to be scary. But hey, just keep walking into the darkness and keep going, and don't stop, and like just don't look back, because there's a lot of good things ahead. And I would also tell myself, lean on God. Like literally pray more, because I haven't been doing that much, and I know it sounds so corny, but really, really just sometimes like, okay, just close your eyes and pray and talk to yourself more and talk to God more.
What are you thankful for, even if it came with pain?
I'm thankful for everybody who I met this year. I'm thankful for every experience. I'm thankful for, because I feel like people are mirrors, and that's what I read in the beginning. People are mirrors. They're placed into your life for a certain reason. So just whoever comes into your life, that's a mirror of you, and whether you want it or not, whether it's good or bad, just keep looking in that mirror. And if you do want to change, then do some reflection and then make some changes and adjust things. And if sometimes I would be around certain people, and that better than anybody, and I'd be like, I know that this person is horrible for me. I know, but it's just there's something about it that it makes me want to stay here. It's something about it that I'm like, I'm not done yet. There's something that I still haven't learned, or I'm not ready to do. And one of the biggest things I think this year, this is what I'm super, super thankful for, is my business mentor. Shout out to Mike. Mike, he is still a VP of RevOps at the company that I used to work for, and he's been my business mentor. He literally told me in April, he said, I will fire you so you can go and pursue your dream. But it was in April. I am literally like 5 or 6 episodes in. I don't have much going on. I don't have any brand deals that I'm working with. The sponsorship was not even like a conversation back then. And he literally said, you need to go and follow your dream, and you need not to be scared. And I was like, I ain't got no money, bro. Like, how am I gonna live? I'm in debt. I have nothing. And so I'm so grateful for him to tell me that, because if he didn't say that, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing, because then it became kind of like, well, fuck you. Let me see if I can actually do it. Because if you see it in me, then I need to see that in myself. And so obviously I went on and got a different job just so I can cover my ass, so I have something, so I can pay my bills and pay my rent, and because I also have a dog and a cat and I have responsibilities. And things started collapsing with that new job too. But then I was like, what if I can make a change? What if I can do what he told me to do? And I did it, and I feel like it's been working out in my favor. And so sometimes you really need people to put you in the most uncomfortable situations so you can really grow and like really become who you've always wanted to be. So yeah, shout out to Mike. Mike, you are, man. You know what else Mike told me? This is the craziest thing. When I met Mike in 2022, when I had a business that failed, he said, first thing, after like first 2 business meetings that we had, he said, I want my daughter to grow up like you. And I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? I was like, are you out of your mind? He said, no, I want my daughter to be like you. I want her to be just as like laser focused, hardworking. I want her to just grow, to have things that you love, that you're passionate for. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Because I didn't see that in myself. And then he saw that in me before anybody else did. And that was very special, It's important to have people like that in you who are successful and, who see the same in you. All right, last question.
Last question. Do you have a personal philosophy that shapes your outlook on life?
Yeah, I do. I always say, it's like, I remember this quote that, something about like in the middle of the word impossible, the word impossible says it's possible in itself. And I just think that everything is in our mind, and everything is what we make it to be. And so our minds are so powerful. I've been really tapping into our brains and our minds and psychology and the secret, and the power of thoughts. And it's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, nothing is that serious. Like, if you really, really sit down and think about it, there's an answer to anything and everything, and it's so simple, and we make it way more complex than it needs to be. So that's kind of what I started doing. I've been keeping it simple, stupid. That's what I was told when I was 18 years old, and I remember that quote for the rest of my life. Keep it simple, stupid, because that way everybody can understand it. So that's my philosophy, and no obstacle is ever insurmountable. I remember that's another one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. But yeah, you guys, I know this has been a crazy year. So I so appreciate you. I don't care how many people are watching. I don't care if it's 100, if it's 1,000, 100,000, 5 billion, million. I don't care. It don't really matter. What matters is that we are building a community, that people are showing up, that people are liking, people are commenting. A lot of times I will hear things from people when I meet them in person, and bless you, Rod, when I meet them in person, that they have seen something or they know me, and those are truly special moments. I don't really necessarily care for you liking this stuff. It would be nice if you liked it, because that's what promotes things and the algorithm and all of that. But at the same time, like, I'm very grateful. I'm very fortunate. I'm very I'm very thankful for every single thing that has happened this year, and I know that 2026 is going to be one for the books. Like, I promise you, 2026 is our year. So you better buckle up, because just a quick sneak peek, you've seen me wearing some of my merch. So the merch is dropping in January, and we have incredible lineup for January as far as the guests. We have couple sponsored episodes. So the 26 is coming in with a storm, and I know it's gonna be a good one. So buckle up and get excited, and like always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Liv, for being here with me.
Of course.
Thank you for asking the questions. We'll see how this format goes. And if we like it, we're going to continue it. If we don't like it, we're going to switch it up, per usual. But anyways, thank you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
What do they say?
Oh, they were in there being disrespectful.
Excuse me? Who is disrespect? Oh, a lot of people left.
Yeah, but you had a lot of people in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You prefer shorter answers? The fuck do you? Oh, you love me. Ah, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Exactly. We focus too much on the small stuff in life. Yep. Big girl is back. Can you break my hips?
Right. I'm like, stop asking these stupid questions. Ask some good questions. But there were some good questions in there.
Yeah, there's some good questions, you guys.
Yeah. And I think somebody asked if I was ticklish. No, don't touch me.
Yeah, don't fucking touch me. It's one thing. We don't want to be touched. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna end this thing here. Thank you, guys. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna see how many views we get. But Ace Man, thank you so much. CB's my boy. Thank you. All right. Bye.